Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Mind Freak TV shoutcast here. We are getting to the pointy end of the draft comp here, this Cybergamer Kingston Cup, draft comp, isn't it? And it's going to be a big one on the map of season here with ARCANUM going up against Qlimax. And yes, without further ado, I do have a special guest on board tonight. Not so unknown to many of you, but the great ARCANUM has opted to join me in the casting booth tonight. Arcy, mate, how are you?
Fantastic, dude. Bloody spectacular to be here. It's foreign territory, but bloody marvellous, you know. And especially at the pointy end of this comp, dude. How good has it been? We were just saying before, Deathnet, what the? You know, things like that.
Well,
just
that's it.
Coming out of the woodwork.
Some fantastic results all over the place. Some interesting ones as well. And a lot of teams bowing out at stages where they didn't expect to be, and a lot of teams exceeding people's expectations. And you can put that down to a lot of things, map choices and, team preparedness. But I can only say that it's been a fantastic comp, and we've seen some teams come out of the woodwork in a big way. Even teams like FETS taking it to CGM teams where they've been, they were playing CGO back when I sort of first started. They've been together for so long. It's great to see those teams who are putting in the hours start to come out with the goods, and that'll only continue to happen. But tonight, the two teams coming up against it is ARCANUM and Qlimax. Now, ARCANUM victorious after last night, sending, I believe it was the top seed, Mind Freak, to bow out of the tournament there in an absolute nail-biter on City Streets. If you didn't catch it, check it out on our YouTube. But what a match, and I do expect the season will have some interesting results for us tonight. RC, what are you expecting from these teams on the map?
Yeah, it's certainly favouring Qlimax, and again, we spoke before. I certainly think that ARCANUM may have played their final last night, but Qlimax would certainly be the favourites for me. ARCANUM having pulled out magic out of their bum last night, but it could go either way. The season is that sort of map that is proving a love it or hate it affair, and personally, I think I kind of like it. I think it's kind of cool, but. Either way, you asked the question of which way I think it's going to go, and I'm going to put my money down on Qlimax for the serials and pretty much the more seasoned factor.
Yeah, definitely. And all these players, and a nice pun there. That one didn't escape me, but definitely, yeah, the Qlimax guys with a fair bit of experience under their belts, even though as a team perhaps haven't been together in this configuration as long as ARCANUM have. We're looking at players like Serials and Lantern and Xenon. And these guys have been around for a while, and especially keep your eye on Serials, ladies and gentlemen. The style of play he brings to the game is very interesting, very clever, very sneaky as well. The way he does play, he maneuvers himself around the opposition very, very well and gets himself up and under their skin. Similar to, I guess, a player like Anx who just kind of punches through. Serials will sneak in and get the job done from behind, and he's just very, very clever. So good one to watch there as well. ARCANUM expect Snow to perform solidly tonight, again with the scope. I don't know how he fares particularly on this map with the weapon, but it will be good. Nonetheless, enough of my banter. Let's get right into the knife round here. And this is going to be really important here. I don't know if you guys have seen much of the map, but definitely people have been saying that there's a bias on it, a slight bias, perhaps not as much as, let's say, Inferno. But gaining the impetus from the knife round and picking the side you want is really important. Thanks for that one.
Inferno, only a touch bias.
That's right, yeah, just slightly. But we've seen that. We've had the conversations. You can go back and see the thread for the lols and whatever. What is going on here? Getting a bit of a boost here for Rampage now on top of the girders. Nerdy stuff. I think we're going to get Snow to boost Shan up there as well. So how curious is that? I think they're just going to play a bit of a
CS style boosting too. Look at them. They're doing the whole jump as they boost as well. It's bloody... Oh, I don't know about this.
They're nerding it up.
Edmund on that one. Oh, wait.
Oh, there we go. The knives come out finally. The swords leave their sheaths, and Skilly getting one there from up top. I think he's jumped down. I think he's come down, but there we go. Nate Dogg and Kessler into Snow and Woody, and looks like Qlimax all over this one now with only one left from the ARCANUM crew. His Lantern too sharp with his sword now. He's going to slam it right in, and Beaver, last man to cop it. And Serials was the man on the other end of that dagger, so we'll see how they decide. It will be defense for the Qlimax crew now. And the ARCANUM guys reveling in the bit of lols they managed to generate. But guys, come on. This is not a map you want to drop and let it go. It's not a best of 3. It's a best of 1. You've got it all to play for. Yes, you beat Mind Freak. But I guess their job's really not done, Arcy.
No, I don't know. I would have taken probably the offensive side and tried my arm if I was Qlimax and just seen how I went. But you know, that's their decision. They've gone the defensive side, and it'll be an interesting start out here because the last couple of times I've seen teams on this map, it's taken them a few rounds to get rocking. So you'll see the offense take a few rounds, I reckon, and then the defense will start to come back in. But yeah, there's so many specific key points, dude, at the A and B bomb sites, up on the, and I'm talking about up on those catwalks that surround both sites in their variations, as well as in through the mid, though, around those boxes and the red containers that are strewn about the place in around that middle area on that sort of that grassy area. But anyway, dude, it's on and like Donkey Kong. Take it away.
Thanks, mate. Yes, Snow with an early nade straight into the face of Xenon. Now, Smoke heavily going over midsection. We do see the Arcanum guys. Looks like they're angling towards a bit more of a B push now. Their shots are flying out from B. But Nate Dog too sharp there with a quick double. Woody picks him up back in response now, but Arcanum reduced to only 3. It is a 3v3 situation thanks to Snow's little clever nade at the start of that round. Now, Serial's slinking around the top of B, but the action, ladies and gentlemen, is all over at A now. Shan leading the charge onto the side. He's now down in Diggity. He's in the pit, and Mike picks up Snow there from his vantage point there at top A. So Lehman Russ, the Shan man, picks one up quickly, and a very nerdy nade from Woody there onto Mike. Late round stuff. Arcanum clearly coming to the game a bit more prepared than we may have expected, and now it is up to the Serials man, Scott Olerio. He's going to have to stop this plant and really put an end to Arcanum's aspirations for this round. The bomb is down with 42 seconds on the clock, and the boys are trying to set themselves up here from Arcanum. Serial's coming at the top of A, that little catwalk section overlooking the bomb site. He can't quite see anyone poking yet, so his job is about to get that little bit harder. I'd say he'd want to pick up that AK-47. A couple of shots ringing out there from Woody behind the box, and they're just going to play cat and mouse with the Serials man for the moment. There we go. Shan, a couple of shots on as well. Serials knows. Oh, look at that aim straight onto Woody. Could make it a double here. Shan tagging very heavily, perhaps a bit dangerous, but there we go. He's picked up Serials. Some clever 74U work there out of the ditch. I didn't even think that Serials knew where he was even at the end of that one there, Arcee.
No, he didn't. He was looking in the wrong direction, even though he was getting the bullets thrown at him in their various shapes or forms. But yeah, a little bit of a struggle for him. But as I say, these first few rounds, just keep your eyes on them because they will go any which way, and it's not really a test of how the map will progress as we see the Beaver man pushing up nicely through the mid there, and he's going to take out the Nate Dog nicely down the back. He was just covering the B side, so he's going to push all the way back through to spawn. It'll be a little bit of a wasted push, but as I say, that Mike slams the Lehman Russ. I think Lehman Russ was just hiding in through the mid.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Sorry for the little drop there, but we do see Arcanum in a bit less of a commanding position now with the 3v4 situation. Shan trying to put the pressure on Kessler. Yeah, it's a bit weird. I was seeing plenty of spiking on my little diagram there, but there are Serials onto the Skiliev man now. And a 2v3 is on our hands. The bomb heading in the B direction, but Woody completely unsupported on this push now. Might cop it from behind as Hogan is just pushed out of colours there, so he's completely missed the Woody. I guess they'll be chasing shadows for a bit now as Hogan takes down Shan, and it is Woody the last man standing. Playing very, very well so far. 6-2, but Hogan sends him packing there. A bit of a dirt nap for Woody for that round. Good SMG work from the Lantern Man, and 2 apiece on the Steel Series scoreboard, Arcee.
Yeah, Woody just... He could have actually actually made a fist of it there if he'd gotten in support with his teammate, but I don't think they were communicating too well. But you know, they were both in through the mid. They had some good positioning, but you know, once you leave yourself in a 1v1 type situation, you're going to get screwed, and that's exactly what happened. As we just rock and roll on out, very minimal smokes off the push as Serials slams the Beaver. They go mid toe to toe, and that's good work from the Serials Meister once again chiming in. He's pushing his score nicely out at 5-2 at the moment, and he starts to make his various moves. We just bit of a lull moment, you know, various strategic nades getting thrown out, but I think the guys both realise, as I say, that Serials nade is a stunner down the deep through the mid and just over by the back of the red container. Nerdy as you may call it, it was very well placed nonetheless, and very good work from him. Kessler takes out the Lemon Rust, and it's looking like it's going to be Pants on the ground with Snow left standing and a bomb in hand, and he's pretty much run back to spawn like a little girly boy. He's trying to pick a kill across the top of the bulldozer through mid. He won't get much success as this continues to red spike and yellow spike and all sorts of spike on my lagger-meter, but at the moment it's not going to matter too much for Snow. See now, you see how he's just sitting back hiding? What's that going to do? Dude, what are you doing? What are you thinking, fella? 28 seconds left on the clock. Yeah, and he's going to get sincerely backdoored too, and he probably deserves it. Kessler in the end will be the man who takes him down. Pretty good waste of 30 seconds unless his team was strutting. And nonetheless, 3-2, dude.
Yes, indeed. I don't know what happens there. I suppose when you get you back to the wall, it's more prevalent in less experienced players, and I wouldn't put Snow down to that. But perhaps just he might have frozen up, or perhaps just trying to calculate his way through that situation. It wasn't a good one, that's for sure. But nonetheless, QMX just making the best of that one, coming out on top. It is 3-2 in their favour now. We do see Kessler just sitting tight at that mid corridor. Woody over at mid as well. He's just sitting back behind those blocks. He's got a good little pivot point there, but you know, they've got to push on the bomb. ARCANUM need to be making those entry frags, and they have done so in the form of Beaver there. SMG straight to the face of Mike, but Holgan back on the Beaver now, and the smoke goes down on the A side. The push is on for Young and Old even now, as plenty of shots ringing over the map. Nate Dodd copying some heavy tagging. Skilly too sharp there with the AK. He, sitting atop A out of the little poke spot, takes him down now, so it is a 4v3, and the bomb getting down care of, I don't know who that is. It is Snow, the man getting it down now. Kessler ripping straight through onto Woody, and Serials on a Skilly turning this round on its head now. A 2v2 with the bomb down in ARCANUM's favour now. Snow just going to sit back and wait to be poked there. Serials to do the same. He'll have to make the first push though. The initiative is in his court right now as Shan picks up Kessler inside Diggity. Snow heavy tags on the Serials now. Serials running for his life, and so he should be now. He's up against two, and Snow will pick him up there. Just pace and play by Snow. Pretty textbook even. Serials didn't have a lot he really could have done there, and that'll make it 3 all on the Steel Series score, Rod Arcee.
Yeah, pretty bad leg spike just at the moment he went to take a deagle shot as well, but you know, that's it's happening for both teams, so you can only but call it there. One player from Qlimax left back at spawn. He'll eventually join the game, I'm sure. Just watching Nate Dog, he's pushing through the mid, or at least keeping his eyes firmly fixed on the mid, and here comes the nerdy nade, crouches down, throws a corner, then cops a bullet to the side of the head from his teammate. Gotta love that. Hey dude, how you going? Bang! Oh, sorry.
Just a love tap.
Yeah, Dodgy loved that, that's for sure. Serial's just overwatching B. He's not going to find much action over there, so he's going to bail on out of dodge, head on over to a different direction as it turns into a 5-on-3 situation as Kessler once again doing some good work in through the middle, where all the action seems to be occurring. As I say, that Holgan taken down, heading over towards the A site, as other players have other things to say. Beaver holding massively at the top of the A walkway, takes out Serials who've done the bull. Hold the phone, Kessler's nade is a stunner. It comes out of absolute nowhere for Skillev to at least get a chance to block off that A site. Though, and now it's all left to that man with the nerdiest nade known to mankind. He's got a player just underneath a little bridge across to A, and it will certainly be a bridge of troubled waters at this moment. He tags up Skillev, just not enough to take him down. Now he sees the other player coming towards him. He knows exactly where they are. He has no choice though. Tried to make a move at the same time. Lemon Rust popped out, said yo what up, and slammed an SMG to the face, and that'll be the end of the round. 4 of them on the board for ARCANUM, 3 for Qlimax, and it's going to be a close one, dude, despite the bias on the map.
Yes, indeed. Xenon trying to play a bit of a game of whack-a-mole there and not really paying off for him. 2 heads poking out, and he's chosen the wrong time. So bad luck to him, but you know, well set up by ARCANUM, and good hold by Beaver, definitely. See, Skiliev and Beaver now pushing the A corridors now, just very slowly. They're teaming up. Bit of back-to-back action now as they do push on the A side. Holgan will be the man to see them come just through that top window there. No heads poking out yet, and they are playing it very, very slow, very, very cautious now. Beaver dropping back to let Rampage try and take the shot. I think the cat's out of the bag now as Kessler picks up Lim and Russ, and it is on for Young and Old now. Mike on the top of A. There, Snow picks up Xenon in response there. So the shots are coming out, and I think our players are dropping like flies, but Qlimax up at the moment. They've got that extra player, and that's going to make all the difference now as ARCANUM, the ball is in their court. They've got to push onto the site and get the bomb down. Snow is just cowering inside that little ditch there with Mike laying down a bit of hate onto the other side of the A, and Nate Dogg picking up Snow there in the middle. Nate Dogg with a double onto Skiliev. Nice work, and it is all over for ARCANUM in that round. Serial's picking up Woody with some excellent timing and aim for a piece it is. Both teams putting up a good fight, but Qlimax had that round under wraps, Arse.
Yeah, very nicely done as a 3-2 split. Oh, they were? No, make that a 4-1 split. They're going to send 4 off to the B-side, so we're going to see a 4-man B-side rush as Lemon Russ peels off and through Garage, and they've already sent 1 player in through the mid, have the ARCANUM players. Skiliev just getting tapped up to hell and back, and Beaver eventually taken down by Serials as Skiliev just manages to grab the player back after the good face tapping he managed to sustain, and then chuck a band-aid on. Everybody's happy. Woody takes out Holgan, so it's starting to get back on the right side of the ledger here as Nate takes 1 and then gets dumped by Lemon Russ, and we've got ourselves a 3v2 situation as things start to progress over on the B side. Players who had the bomb has gone down, so now we're left with Skiliev on block duties as the players coming up the top corridor catwalk area to say hello to him. Lemon Russ takes out the said player in the form of Kessler, who it was, and then Woody will take out Mike, and ARCANUM will grab themselves another. They're still trading rounds over, but nobody's really wanting to make a good mark on the game, on the match, you know, in terms of their dominance on the map. They almost just tried B-side there, ARCANUM, but nothing really, you know, that exciting came off. So it seems to me that the 1v1s are still very even.
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of these rounds are definitely won and lost in those 1v1 confrontations. They're splitting quite evenly over the map generally, and you know, it was only really Sham that picked up a double there, and he just kind of just waltzed straight through B and picked one up at the top there. So I don't know what was going on there, but in the meantime, Nate Dogg onto Beaver there. So that A push has been silenced a little bit now as Skiliev trying to get some picks on A, trying to get those entry frags and somehow push his way in with the ARCANUM crew. You know, gets to a point in that round where you hit that critical mass, players up against players, and you know, something's got to give. And I think this might be the case here as Kessler has picked up Woody. Skiliev now has to jump out and make the difference there. He's Mike in an awfully bad timing there, bad position as well. I think Skiliev just jumped around and picked him up with a bit of hip fire. But Xenon in the meantime has ripped up Snow as well, so he's playing a very, very solid AK role there, sitting back at A. He's almost like he's got around behind the ARCANUM guys, and he's just going to sit back now and wait to see someone poke at those little cinder blocks there. Plenty of shots ringing out there. We have Serials on the timeout, so that's going to be a pain for the Qlimax guys. It is now 2v1 with Serials struggling to stay in the server, and there it is, Kessler trying to lay down some hate on the A side. He's pushed up a little bit into that catwalk, but it remains to be seen whether the ARCANUM guys will persist on this A push. I think they will. The bomb is dropped on the A side, so really Kessler's got no other choice, and he's been taken down by the Skiliev man. He's not happy about the Serials timeout, a bit frustrated. And now we will hopefully see a plant at some stage. I guess there's a difference there. There we go. Serials goes down. ARCANUM weren't quite aware if he was up or not, and they had to make the plant. And a bit of frustration coming out from the Qlimax guys asking.
Yeah, I love it. The frustration. Why does this team have the worst net? As Serials literally times out just as the timeout comes in. So we'll get ourselves 5 minutes of quiet, sweet nothings in each other's ears, dude.
That's it. Let's have a bit of pillow talk even. But I guess that's the problem. Serials being from Tasmania, and it's just the servers. Actually, I'm not going to
Serials is a problem, or is net?
No, Serials is definitely a problem, guys. Let's be honest. He's DDoSed the server just for a bit of a default victory here. Who knows what is going on in that man's head? No, I think personally,
I think it's actually this bloody map. Season seems to constantly get these lag spike issues. Well, and certainly in the last 3 or 4 games that I've casted or been involved in, there's been lag spikes. So I don't know whether it's the way that Hypernia servers deal with the map or not. But seems to be the case.
Yeah, you might be right. Like, it remains to be seen if that's server side or not. I don't know about, like, you know, you definitely there's plenty of effects in a map that can affect, you know, an individual player's performance on the client side. So, for example, you know, If you look at many of the maps on the vanilla COD, and they've taken a lot of those the GFX stuff out to smooth out the frame rate. Perhaps it's something similar. Perhaps it's just something in this map that servers don't like the way that I guess it communicates with the actual main server. Who knows? But yeah, definitely the boys not over the moon about what's going on here. QMX still waiting to get serials back in the server. Could be anything. I've seen servers be great one day and then horrible the next. It's just the way they work. But the timing, RC, is definitely not great.
Yeah, the timing is actually quite good for Qlimax because dropping 2 rounds in a row, the with the serials was his lag out was a cause of them losing that second round there. But dropping 2 in a row, it doesn't help them, and so it'll be a timely little timeout for them. And I tell you what, dude, that's a good topic to talk about. Strategic timeouts. We've seen a lot of them in the last few games. What do you reckon? Sportsmanship, good, excellent economic use of the timeout for your own benefit, or other?
I think I've been watching IM a fair bit as well, and there's plenty of talk about there being a bit of rule of thumb, especially in the important games, where if you start to drop X amount of rounds in a row, really important to take some time and consolidate. Because I don't know about you, but especially if I'm playing, my team's lost a bunch in a row. I'm all negative. They can't see my body language, but that's negative. My attitude is fucked. To be honest, when we're losing a lot of rounds, and it's really important, I guess, to consolidate the team, and I guess to remind them, I guess, of their roles, and maybe even get a chance to mix things up. So I think, yeah, you're right. I have to agree that it's probably not bad timing for QMX. They can really consolidate now. They've got another 2 minutes just to talk about where they're going wrong, and it's really important if you've got a team that can do that. Not only on the large scale, so not only say, okay, they look like they're going a bit more, but also break that up and say this player's going here. How can we counter that? Because you can definitely say right now that Shan's been a real impact player for ARCANUM. He's getting in and under the skin with the SMG. His aim's been good tonight. I've been watching it, but he's been allowed so far to roam quite free and hasn't really suffered any block nades or anything like that. So definitely, I think in this case it's good. I've seen it, teams giving timeouts to allow players to get back in and stuff. I saw it Snapback were about to lose their draft game and they called a timeout for Elevate to get their player in, who consequently caused Snapback to lose that game. But I think the sportsmanship issue is good, but I don't think it's a direct obligation. I just think it's good to see, though, definitely.
It's a funny old one. I agree with you. I think that it's one of those things. They've got the facility or the utility to call the timeout. Then it's up to them how they want to go about using it. And long may they continue to do so, whether it's strategic or otherwise. I kind of like the fact that if they're taking a timeout, it means they're semi-serious about the game. Unlike some of these teams which are just fart-assing around going, oh god, you guys are shit season 1, what's going on here? So, that sort of thing. But either way, look, it's always good to see. So, we still have no sign of Serialalis making his way back to the server. Let's just check X-Fire and see if he's alive in there. Nope. Yes, he is. Maybe a game crash.
Quite possibly there. Clearly he's taking his time just trying to sort his stuff out. He hasn't rejoined Mumble yet, apparently, so that could be a problem. We may see a GAT attack. I don't know if he's still lining up in the ranks for these guys, but they may need to bring in a sub player. It'd be a real shame to see him have to bow out because they can't get 5, but ARCANUM will, they're not going to say no to that, especially when they were, they played CGI last season. They're really, really keen to make another season of it and keep improving. It's a real shame. We've got 8 seconds left, and ARCANUM may call a timeout for the QMX guys. But as we were saying, I don't think they have a direct responsibility to do that, as we do see the game come back on live. So the call coming out, you are nothing without GAT. Well, we may see if that is in fact the case or not. But Qlimax, look at that, Woody, ever the good bloke, has called another timeout.
Oh, look at that.
Good bloke. And now me and Arcee get to talk about who we were in Season 1. Season 1 CGI, Arcee. Who were you, mate?
I was just a little Gumby shoutcaster that was just learning the ropes from a particularly large man named Momo Wang. Shout out to Momo. And yes, that's what I was Season 1. Came on around about finals time, actually, into the shoutcasting scene back in Season 1. And didn't have a part in them, obviously, but watched them like a fiend. And thoroughly enjoyed immunity dominating, as they pretty much did in 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
But yeah, no. Look, there's plenty of bloody time to reminisce and all that sort of thing. But the reality is, dude, you know, the game has changed so much. So I love it as much as I love taking the piss out of these "Who Are You in Season 1" calls. The game has changed phenomenally. Not only just in the maps, but the way these guys push, the way they, you know, they strat and the nades and all that sort of shit. You know, everything has just moved on in a great big way, as well as all the glitches being known. I mean, crikey, Dick, there's a small science behind FPS games these days.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong, mate. And I think, you know, it's very interesting to see how the game evolves with the community, and that could be in a lot of different ways. Like even the demographic, you know, you know, we've got players who've been in this community since they were, you know, little kids, 14-year-olds, and how they've grown and how the community's gone with them as well. I'm not going to get sentimental and shed a tear here, but even in my experience, like, who was I in CGI? When I was, oh, am I? Thanks, man. You know, I was enjoying a normal childhood back then, but coming in at, you know, CGO season 9, I think, you know, and even for me, like, it's changed heaps since then. And I've only been a fly on the wall to a lot of the bigger developments in especially CoD4, but esports in Australia itself. But definitely to be a part of that's been great, and just to see the way the game's evolved and the fact that it's still going. You know, and you know, even on that, you know, companies still putting money into it. You know, what a conundrum that is. You know, like with games like Battlefield, you know, people are saying, oh, you know, give it a miss, and putting money into CoD4 is just great to see. So we're back, RC, and I'll let you take this round as we do have the Serials Man insert.
Yeah, no, it is bloody good to see, especially given when we were talking to, just in respect to the NVIDIA guys, when we were talking to them, they were dead keen on Battlefield, and we explained the whole thing to them, and they were like, alright, fair enough, you roll with what you want to roll with, and we'll follow on. So as the nades start to fly out through the mid, the Beaver Man is straight into the action over the B side. He just rolled around the back, found the Beaver, found the Serials, and away you go. Nate Dogg retaliates on his team, on the Beaver Meister, and then shots go ringing out across through the mid there. Skillev is going to be the man who's up at the B site supporting his teammate who's looking to make his way in there, trying to clear out the area down the bottom there. And now we're finally going to see a plant. No, he's just going to tickle it and try and bait them on in. As I say that, Woody takes out Kessler down the long hallway, takes him through the middle. Kessler just coming across out in the open. Probably the silliest thing he could have done. Skillev takes out Mike, and now it's all left up to Holgan, who's coming around from spawn. Just gone past the tank, going to head across towards the B side. Takes out the player, takes one, or taps up the second in the form of Snow, who manages to dive into the ditch just to hide himself away. He knows there's going to be a player up in the catwalk. If he doesn't think there is going to be one, he's actually silly in the head, and in the end it's not going to matter. Snow has tapped on the mouse one from in behind the pillar and done beautifully to grab another round for his team, 7 rounds to 4, and some good work straight after the break from ARCANUM.
Definitely, a bit of cheeky play from Snow there, just bobbing up, and it's done the job there for ARCANUM now. As we see a bit of a, I think it's a bit of a 4-1 split in favour of the A side care of ARCANUM now. Look at these guys sneaking through the corridors like now out of the Matrix. And 2 SMGs directed in the A direction might provide interesting results. I think he's on SMG nonetheless. So we'll be seeing Skillev trying to get that original entry frag as Beaver does smoke out on the A side. Holgan the only man there, but he's picked him up through smoke there. See you later. And look at this, all about Qlimax so far. Holgan, Kessler, Mike, 1, 2, 3 opening the account for the boys. And that's a bit devastating for ARCANUM. Looks like that was a heavily premeditated approach to the A side, but it's just fallen to absolute shreds now. And we do see Kessler just trying to hold on to that health there, sitting over on the A side, and a bit of a cheeky laugh now as he manages to escape, getting shot to bits. And now Holgan and Mike are focusing on the A side. Now Snow picks up Kessler there, so look, let's see who gets the last laugh now as we see a 2v4 situation. Woody and Snow, Woody just sitting back, playing passively. Both of them actually very passive now. Snow looking into Diggity, into that little pit there, and not seeing a lot of action, but he does flick up just in time to see Holgan and gets a couple tags on him. Not going to be quite enough now, though, as we do hear plenty of action heading over towards the red room now, and it is Woody trying to get some hit fire onto, I think that was Serials. I don't know. Snow coming to the rescue. Bit cheeky there, Woody, just trying to bait him out. And there we go, Holgan onto Woody there. So he's come out of A and decided he's going to take things into his own hands. And does he ever? Now he goes down to Snow, though. And Snow's going to make his way over, perhaps to the B. No, he's heading to tank room. He's going to run into someone out of spawn now. Catches him by surprise. Snow with another one there. He's had 4 this round. Can he make it a 1v5 here? We're going to see him get a plant down. And the Mike Master has to make his way to the B side and try and stop this one, RC. It's going to be a big one now. As Snow picks a box, pick a box, any box. He's going to set himself up inside the B site and just try and jump out and ambush Mike. This could be big, a massive impact round for Arcanum, and I'm sure it'll be a morale booster as well, especially when the game is as tight as it has been. Snow pops out from the height. The box is not quite good enough though. No hip fire action from the Mike man, and Snow makes it a team down. Lovely clutch work there. That is how you lead a team. 8-4 it is. Oh, got shivers from that one. Excellent round from Arcanum RC.
Yeah, solid all round from everybody concerned, but Snow, 1, 2, 3, 4. And yep, it was a team down. That is fantastic work. Team down, clutch and a half. Holy shitballs, get shivers down the back of your neck. 8 rounds to 4, and things just stepping up a notch there from Arcanum. They are showing that last night's effort was not just magic. It wasn't just something that they've pulled off out of nowhere. They deserved it thoroughly. And I tell you what, dude, you know, we saw them back at SGL where they were really stepping up and pushing through, taking on some of these bigger teams, and it's pretty much started for them from there. And now look at them, they've all grown up, haven't they? They're just grown up. Kessler's the man remaining for Qlimax Crew, as the rest of his team has gone down faster than a $2 hooker, and we're left with a 3-on-1 situation. Bomb planted at A, and plenty of players to keep guard. Woody is going to be the man. No, in fact, it'll be Snow, who is down the corridor through the mid, who said, yeah, dude, come on down. We've got some AK bullets for your faces. 9 rounds to 4 on the scoreboard. A couple left in the half. The old MR15 kicking in. And my goodness, dude, it's going to be hard work for Qlimax here. I know I picked them early on, but jeepers creepers, Arcanum looking solid.
I think they're exceeding expectations on for a lot of people last year. I know, like they played reasonably well at Nan. Not overwhelming, I wouldn't say. I think there was definitely some places they could have improved. But look at this, like they've definitely prepared for this map. They've definitely stratted it up, and you know, and from an insider's perspective, I've played with these guys for a while. They generally have a more laid-back approach to the game, but they've really changed their mindset now, and it's getting results, and it really is, and it's good to see now. But Nate Dogg and Hogan all over this. Arcanum only with 2 left now. They're going to try and make a tentative push to A, but I think Hogan will be waiting for him at those cinder blocks now. He is the man. He's the man tapping into A corridors with that AK-47. Mike sitting top of A as well, watching it. As Serial slinking his way around the B side there. He's not going to have any fun this round, so he'll have to wait. But there we go. Skilliv onto Hogan now, forcing Nate Dogg to rotate through those. Xenon onto Woody. So only 2 for Arcanum now. Kessler copying it though. He's behind those girders. What a nerdy little spot there. That's paid off. But that's a problem there. He can't get himself out of that spot without getting ripped, and that's what happens there. Skilliv with 2 for the round now. Snow attempting a plow, but perhaps that probably could have used a bit more thought there. Skilliv with 3, but Nate Dogg sends him back in. Skilliv, impact player there, getting the frags. But Snow possibly could have just sat back a bit, could have read that situation a little bit better. But hey, that's the way the cookie crumbles, and the 5th round comes up for the Qlimax boys, RC.
That was an interesting round, you know, very much the same tactic as the round they did previously, where Snow ripped shit up, basically. It didn't work for them the previous round, and they just shifted it a touch to make it work based on what they'd seen, and it kind of paid off for them. I can't remember the player that raced out immediately as Beaver just takes out Kessler just down in that little dropped room through the mid there, in behind the red containers, and that is good work from Beaver, because Kessler had got through fairly sharply off the rollout, so he could have done quite a lot of damage doing some backdoor action. Nate Dogg, speaking of backdoor action, takes out Beaver before he has a chance to even realise what's going on, and it'll be a 4v3 situation with Woody having been dumped as well. Snow takes out Mike to even up the play count, and now the nerdiness starts to come through. Nades from down deep. There's some smoke pluming up for you over the A site, and that's almost just a bait nade, really, just to see if people are hiding anywhere in particular. Shan's going to go hiding, speaking of hiding, underneath the little troll bridge, and he'll stay there waiting over the A side. Oh dear, yeah, I've just... He's funny, and he loves going doing laps in the back of this map, I tell you. As I say that, Hogan's going to take out Shan, so it's going to be a 3v2 situation here. Sirius is going to have to make a move across to that A side to make some mark on this round, as he makes a lot of noise back at spawn and then starts to get himself sorted. Hogan takes out 1 and then gets dumped by Snow, so it'll be Snow v2. He's found Serial's just baiting him his way through. And it looks like Nate's out of it. Yep, Nate's timed out. So bang, there you go. Serial saves the round for his team. We'll have another timeout, I'm sure. In fact, we'll have a half. So it's fortunate timing for the boys from Qlimax as Nate times out. And it'll be 9 rounds to 6 as we hit the half, my man. Oh dear.
Yes, indeed. So Mumble goes down and Ian goes down there. Bit of a pain in the butt for the QMX guys. I guess the halftime coming up at a very fortuitous moment now at 9-6. So the QMX boys managing their round up just before they lost all their players there. So very fortunate. 9-6. Well, not the result I expected, really. I expected Qlimax to be all over this one, but it just seems like they're a little bit unsteady. They really, RC, could be utilising Serials a bit more. He's pretty much walking around doing laps of the map with the iron sight up on SMG. That's really all he's doing. He's looking out for sneakiness, but Arcanum, they really aren't playing with too much facade. They're hitting bomb sites, they're getting the smoke down, they're getting the plant down, and they're getting picks on the bomb site. Those entry frags are coming for them. And there's really, I'm not going to say it's one-dimensional, their players, and it's simple and, just silly, but really, it's just clean, straightforward, and I think Qlimax are overthinking the situation, having Serials roam around like that.
I think they've got a lot of issues going on in the background, and that's just taking away from their gameplay at the moment. They're probably busy yelling at Gat in the background as well, who's probably having a cry that he should be playing and so on and so forth. Shout out to Gat for, just for being a Gat. And as a result, there's a lot, because there's a lot going on in the background for them, they're not really concentrating as hard as they could be. Arcanum, for sure, grats on capitalising on it, because they've done so beautifully. 9 rounds to 6 on offence, shit man, on this map I'd take it for bloody sure. And a shout out, I've got a shout out here from Ecstasy. He apparently is rating Snow after his massive clutch team down. So it takes a lot to impress Ecstasy, I have to say. And there you go. That's fairly high praise on the scale of 1 to 10. That's a solid 10.
Big time, yes, and I think, especially considering who Snow was in Season 1, or who he wasn't for that matter. High praise from the Ecstasy man. Thanks for joining us on the stream, by the way. Yes, Snow, with a big round there, it's just well played. I guess the players, they kind of lined up for him at some times, but Snow played it well. And we talked about him earlier on in the game, being backed up in a corner in a 1v4, and he kind of choked that one, but he's definitely made up for it. He's got intuition on this map, he really does. He kind of knows it, has a good feel for it, and that really only comes with playing it, getting plenty of time playing the map, and it's shown for Arcanum. But what have Qlimax got for us on the offensive side? That is the question. Let's see some nerdy nades. Let's see some thrills, kills, spills and explosions now, as Holgan's got the bomb, the Lantern Man, and he's going to make a very slow push in the red, expecting a nade to come flying through that door. But the crew from Arcanum are not that nerdy this time. A bit of a correction for your RC. Apparently Gat is not crying, not at all, straight from the man's mouth. So thanks for that one.
That means
Gat.
he's crying.
Oh, I see. So it's like reverse psychology. Okay.
Very much with Gat, because he's a little bit on the dumb.
Oh, right. Oh, there, straight from the RC's mouth. I'm going to keep that one under my belt there. And I think Gat is asking for your address. I think I'll leave that one to you now. Skilliev has picked up Nate Dog with the AK-47. And it is a 5v4 situation in favour of the Arcanum crew now. Lehman Russ well and truly on the bomb site. This is... Oh, Gat, you're killing me, man. I'm trying to cast a game mode. So, Lehman Russ sitting on the A side, should I say. He's picked up an AK now. So, the Arcanum guys, and a bit of something interesting to note here. No scopes. Look for the scope. You won't find one. Snow opting for the AK. And same with Holgan there. So, all the guys, they're getting rid of the scopes. They prefer a bit of up-close and personal play now. And speaking of up-close and personal, Arcanum absolutely ripping through the Qlimax ranks, prouder than a bunch of honeymooners' dicks in different windows, not the same one. That will be awkward. And Serials now, we see the last man standing, and he's been picked up by Skilliev, and a pants off round there for Arcanum. Oh dear, Qlimax in all sorts of trouble, RC.
Shout out to Naki, who asked who getters. Oh dear. Enjoy being under the bus, Gat. Jeepers creepers. 10 rounds to 6, and a solid opening round for the boys from Arcanum. As you say, pants on the ground, but jeepers creepers, impressively so, nonetheless. Once again, though, they've switched sides, and Serials was out wandering again. I don't know what the plan is with Serials. Hey guys, we'll split 2-2, and we'll send Serials out the back. Serials, you just roam out the back, just in case they get through. That'd be a great idea. Anyway, shots go ringing out through the middle, and Skilliev is the man who's going to still stay standing as he's just watching and waiting for players to come to him. Nate's going to take out Lemon Russ, and then Snow smashes the face of Holgan as Serials finally gets in the action, takes out Woody here in the second half. Kessler pushed up monstrously and has got the bomb in hand, so they've got A-side all on their lonesome. There's a player coming up through the back hallway. There we go. Bomb goes down and Snow gets dumped, and then Mike will get the kill to finish the round. It'll be 10 rounds to 7, and Qlimax, I don't know. That was a good round from them, but just never say never, do you? Never say never.
Yeah, that's right. It looks like they're starting to assemble a bit of coherence on the push, and that was what allowed them to really just punch through the ARCANUM defense line. Now, hopefully ARCANUM will sit back a little bit more now as Serials doing his job now. He's out in front. He's picked up Woody and Skilly and Snow replying. Holding with a nerdy nade in the meantime does see a 3v3 unfold. Shan cops the flash there, but he's too good for Xenon. What flash he says, he just pops up and rips a few bullets straight through him. Now it's a 3v2. Hogan and Mike up against Shan, Beaver and Snow. And there we go, Beaver, well done in the corridors there, taking down the Mike man. Going to throw a flash behind him, just expecting him to have a bit of company. And indeed, Hogan was sitting around those corridors. Now he's set himself up on the way towards A. He's going to have to play this one slow. He's just, he's so quiet on that ladder. He has made a bit of sound, but I don't think it'll matter as he heads now through this red corridor. He's about to run into a bit of trouble just around this corner. Let's have a look at this one, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's, I don't know who that is, perhaps Beaver or someone. Hogan with the little poke out. Oh, wait, I've read the mini-map wrong there. Here we go. Snow onto him there. Nice work. Just proning it up. Just sitting back. And we need to see more of that now. So, the ARCANUM guys need to maybe just put a tempo on their impetus heading into the second half. Just sit back and just get the picks. And that was a relatively textbook defense round from the Marcy.
Nicely played, dude. Very nicely played, and it was a good retaliation to the previous round where they did get pretty much swamped. So, you know, after a great opening round in the second half, then just a little bit overdone, and then to come back with that one was some nice work from them. Lehman Russ's, that's the Shan, his name is a stunner out over the middle. It nerds itself across to Chrysler, who catches it and says, shit, what do I do with this one? And that will be the end of him. Snow's also been taken out early on in the piece. That could mean big things here for Qlimax as Nate takes out the Woody, and that too can also mean big things as it's looking fairly solid here for Qlimax at the moment. Beaver's got a whole host of bullets down on his face, and he's just struggling at this stage as Shan slams pretty much a clipload of bullets down the... Oh, look at that! Beaver, Skillev, Lehman Russ, the Shanmeister, they all chime in together, and what was looking like a solid round for Qlimax Crew, the 1v1s get dumped on, and ARCANUM come up trumps. Hogan has to do a 1v3 piece of miracle work with the bomb in hand as he's got B pretty much all to himself. He's going to take his sweet old time about it though, because he's going to have to do the silent climb up on the back veranda's ladder. He makes it quite successfully, so good work to him as the clock starts ticking in our ears, and it's going to be a short, sharp ending to him because there is a player from ARCANUM just outside the B warehouse here by the looks of it. Let's see if I can find who it is. It's Skillev hunting, yep, and Skillev's going to hear him the minute he jingles that bomb, and he's going to go running. So there we go, there's the jingle, Skillev goes running. He'll jump around the corner. Oh no, he's going to let the plant go and peek him. He's going to peek him, now he's got all sorts of trouble. That's a nade. Oh, and then he's just baited the player out. He's got to get done on a Hipfire was the winner for Hogan, and then Lehman Russ backed up, the Shan man backed up his player, and in the end, too easy for ARCANUM as that will be a defuse.
Explosives diffused.
There we go, Mr. Announcer calls it. 12 rounds to 7, dude, and ARCANUM, I won't say lucky to give over though, because that was a solid piece of work where they were in great positioning through the middle of the round, but you know, they were looking down for all money, and then Qlimax just once again falling over.
Yeah, they really capitulated that round. Right, just that moment, ARCANUM picked up 3. I think it was Qlimax were really keen to break the deadlock and push out, but it didn't go their way, definitely, and ARCANUM picked that one up there. Nerdy nades galore there as Nate Dogg takes a hit. And he'll be out for this round now. Serials picking up Snow with the SMG. Snow not happy about that one, saying a bit of lag. I'm not sure what the call was on that one. Beaver onto Mike Kessler. Onto Beaver now. 3v3. This is about as close as you get in one of these rounds. Mid-round situation now. Qlimax struggling to commit themselves to a bomb site here. Looks like they're favouring the B. ARCANUM up almost geometrically spread over the map. Woody top of B. We do see Shan over at A and Skillev on Overwatch now, but he's going to cop it if he's not careful. He's got to wait for his team to join him now. The smoke coming at just the right place and time from Serials now. Hogan just modulating his push now. Might be an A now as the Skillev man sends the Serials packing now. Nade coming over, and it looks like ARCANUM are going to get this one. They're really well positioned, but as we saw last round, you never know what could happen there as Hogan and Kessler try and set themselves up for some entry frag. One either way will be fine, but look at this, ARCANUM getting a bit excited. They did abandon that B site now. Woody sheepishly making his way back, realising that he may have left that open, but let's just hope that that hasn't been a fatal error for ARCANUM here. As now Skillev copying some tags out from Colours. Woody knows he needs to make the push over to B now. He's in there. He's gone through the tank room. Skillev, lovely work though onto Kessler. And he's just holding like a boss there. Hogan onto him now. But, you know, he's got to push that B side, and Woody's going to be waiting for him. He's up the top there. Might be a bit of a fake from the Hogan man. He's looking up, he's looking down, he's looking in the wrong direction there. Woody picking up 7-13 in favour of Arcanum. They have 6 rounds in it on a Steel Series scoreboard, and it's looking, the news is looking good for Arcanum so far, RC.
Yeah, 13 rounds to 7 is a solid, pretty much into the game. With that much of a margin, with the 13 rounds on the board, they do signify quite a big margin, quite a big milestone, because it's just a couple of rounds before you hit that 15, and it's only 3, and 3 rounds is very, very easy to pick up. On this map in particular when you're on defence, as Snow takes out Hogan to at least give me some credit for my callers. Snow takes out Kessler. His push through the mid has been a stunner. He is lonesome, prouder than a honeymoon dick out the back, but lonesome on his push, and he takes out Nate. He'll take out Mike, and it'll be the Snow show with Woody grabbing the 5th, and it'll be 14 rounds to 7, and that's pretty much says the game. Snow pushes himself up to 22 and 13, and yeah, there's no coming back from this point, dude. I'm sorry to say it, but Qlimax are screwed.
Yep, and this is the point where all morale goes down. We've seen comebacks, but really, they're on attack, man. They've got to formulate a plan. They've got to mix it up. This is where you need to get creative, but you need to also be realistic. And Snow just really for in that last round, displaying some real versatility there. Arcanum all over it. Woody beats Skilliev in the pocket. Thank you very much. Skilliev makes another one. It's just Serials. And I'd say the only reason that Serials are still alive, he's picked up a scope. He's got around B. Just being a cheeky prick now. The bomb is over at A-ish. He's at B. Whatever, says the man. He's just going to try and get some movie footage before I think he and his team are going to be bowing out. I hate to be so dismissive of them, especially with the performances they put in so far in the comp. But I tell you what, Arcanum have been just a step above tonight. They've been playing very, very well, and really the impact players that we usually see from Qlimax, Lantern, Serials, even Ian, just aren't able to make the difference tonight. Especially Xenon, they've got a star-studded lineup. There's no doubt. You'd actually get an answer if you asked them who they were in Season 1. Oh, Beaver, cheeky as you like. Nate straight down onto colours and sending Serials to his grave, adding insult to injury for the Qlimax crew. It's 15-7 in favour of Arcanum, Marcy.
Yeah, and that is exactly right. Insult to injury there. That Nate proved nothing. I mean, he was on the harding for nothing anyway, the Serials. Running around with a scope and through mid. Yeah, shit show and hell of taking anybody down. But, yeah, the nade to the head, yeah, that pretty much says, dude, you got nothing. And we're looking like match points. Plenty of them. 8 of them up their sleeve. Holy smokes. As not a lot's happening here through the middle of this round. Qlimax not capitulating as quickly as we think. As Skilliev is going to be taken down. Nate pushes through, takes out Woody, and then Snow goes 1-2 once again. And it's the Snow show, I tell you. He is having a stunner of a game, and he will just roam across B-side. There are 2 players behind him. If he turns around and starts to have a look in that general direction, he's going to go garage and start to push on through. Beaver takes out Mike. So Arcanum, solid as a rock here. The 2 players, Kessler and Serials. Serials smashes Shan to the face. He literally just sat back, and it was almost like he was just grabbing the whiskey glass with one hand and the bolt with the other. And whooshka, down he goes. Now Snow starts to rattle some shots up the top. As that catwalk, I don't know about that wiring. I reckon it's pretty much impenetrable. As I say that, Snow does the damage. GG's go flying. 25 and 14 for him. He will be massively happy with his workload this evening, especially on the back of a TD clutch.
Oh, I tell you what, in every way, it's safe to say that Arcanum have outplayed the crew from Qlimax. Even some of the more conservative, even some of the more radical predictions coming out. 16-10 Arcanum's way, not even that. Qlimax only managing to get 7 rounds there in what's safe to say is a bit of an underwhelming performance tonight, Arce.
Yeah, very much an underwhelming performance. Arcanum, though, showing that they've really stepped up their game this year, or this season anyway, and it's nice to see some newcomers really performing like they have done, and especially with some of these players coming through and doing the damage that they're doing. It's full credit basically all round, and certainly some solid gaming. I just want to say a big thank you to you, dude, before you sign us off, for rocking me on in here, and it's been a bloody pleasure. And yeah, long may it continue as the COD goes nuts here in just the draft. We're not even in the season yet, for crying out loud.
Yes, indeed, it's going off, and of course, it's been a pleasure to have you in the casting booth tonight, RC. Bit of a first for everyone out there. I hope they enjoyed it as much as I did. It's been an absolute blast, and maybe and just maybe some shout-outs to DeathNet as well. And shout out to Bad Map as well. Oh, I've never heard of Bad Map. Must have been Season 1 play. But yeah, it's been great. Yeah, hopefully a bit more in the future there. But in the meantime, we'll sign off here. It's been Uber and ARCANUM bringing you some epic CoD4 action. And Shieldy on the stream, been fantastic work. We're going to sign off here. I've been Uber. Keep those trailers coming, ladies and gentlemen, and keep your eyes and ears peeled for some more esports coverage in the near future. Thanks for joining us.